What if one of the deadliest inventions in human history never existed? How would World War II have ended? Would the Cold War even happen? This is not science fiction. This is a journey into an alternate timeline. In this timeline, battles were fought without the shadow of atomic destruction, where strategies focused on diplomacy and traditional warfare. Peace conferences flourished in an atmosphere of collaboration as nations sought unity rather than division. Children grow up in a world where the lessons of peace and cooperation take center stage, fostering a generation that believes in collaboration. Festivals celebrate diversity, symbolizing a world that thrives on harmony instead of tension. Without the atomic bomb, scientific endeavors shifted toward renewable energy, leading to breakthroughs that usher in a new era of sustainable living. As cities flourish with clean technologies, humanity's focus turns to nurturing the planet rather than preparing for war. In 1939, Albert Einstein warned the United States about Nazi atomic research. The Manhattan Project began. Scientists raced to build the bomb. August 1945, Hiroshima and Nagasaki were destroyed. Over 200,000 lives lost. The world was never the same. In the aftermath of the bombings, a somber scene unfolded in Hiroshima, with ruined buildings and a dusty sky as survivors sifted through the debris in search of loved ones. The iconic image of the atomic bomb cloud rising over Nagasaki cast a dark shadow over the devastated landscape below. In the wake of destruction, a global summit convened in a grand conference room with diplomats from various nations discussing nuclear disarmament. Meanwhile, a young child stood in a field looking up at the sky with a mixture of hope and fear, symbolizing the uncertain future in a world changed by nuclear power. Now imagine this. The atomic bomb was never invented. No Trinity test, no mushroom clouds, no instant annihilation. World War II drags on into 1946 as the United States prepares to invade Japan, with Operation Downfall, leading to an estimated over 1 million casualties among soldiers and civilians alike. Meanwhile, the USSR invades from the north, threatening to split Japan just like Germany. As the United States military strategizes in a war room filled with tension, they can almost feel the weight of the unfolding conflict. On the other side of the ocean, Japanese soldiers ready their defenses, fully aware that the battle will reshape their homeland forever. On the sandy shores of Japan, U.S. troops storm the beaches, facing fierce resistance and chaos amidst the cacophony of war. Simultaneously, Japanese civilians find themselves caught in the turmoil, fleeing the destruction, as their lives are forever altered by the relentless tide of conflict. Without nuclear weapons, the Cold War takes a different shape, or perhaps it never happens. The arms race is delayed or completely skipped, changing the global political landscape. Proxy wars continue to occur, reminiscent of Korea and Vietnam, but without the threat of nuclear escalation. The concept of nuclear deterrence vanishes, leaving nations to navigate a different path toward power and influence. In this alternative reality, nations turn to diplomacy as their primary tool for conflict resolution, with the United Nations taking center stage in negotiating peace treaties. Yet the scars of history remain, as proxy wars continue to wreak havoc, affecting innocent lives and communities, albeit without the catastrophic aftermath of nuclear warfare. The future unfolds in two contrasting possibilities. One where nuclear energy is abandoned and global diplomacy reshapes the balance of power. In this world, conventional armies gain prominence as nations navigate new alliances, leaving the echoes of the 20th century behind. Would it be a safer world, or a more dangerous one? In this new era, scientists unite to tackle energy challenges, exploring sustainable alternatives while fostering peace through cooperation. Yet as nations grapple with their military strategies, tensions simmer beneath the surface, creating a world rife with uncertainty. Citizens around the globe rally for a life free from nuclear threats, their voices echoing a desire for a harmonious future. Meanwhile, military parades symbolize a shift in power as countries bolster their traditional forces in response to the changing landscape. The invention of the atomic bomb changed the course of humanity, but sometimes it's worth imagining what could have been to understand where we are now. If this video made you think differently, leave a comment. History could have changed everything. Hit like, subscribe, and share with someone who loves alternate history. Imagining a timeline where the atomic bomb was never created opens doors to endless possibilities. Picture communities thriving without the shadow of nuclear threat, looming over them. Each choice made throughout history has led us here, but what if we could rewrite our past? The paths of science and humanity could have taken drastically different turns, influencing generations to come. In this alternate reality, imagine a world where collaboration between nations leads to peaceful advancements rather than conflict. The spirit of scientific discovery could unite rather than divide. As we reflect on the decisions made during pivotal moments, the complexity of human ambition reveals itself. Could a different choice have fostered a legacy of peace rather than one marked by fear?